Hey everyone, welcome to Simply Stretch. I'm Sally. If this is your first time here, I'm so glad that you're joining me. Get ready for a quick 15-minute beginner-friendly daily routine stretch. So all of the stretches are easy. I'll guide you right through them, and this is something that you can do every day to help improve your mobility and just help you move through life a little bit easier. So let's get into helping our bodies feel better together. We're going to start with just a little bit of a warm-up. We've got some dynamic stretching. Let's begin with just a nice overhead reach. Squeeze those biceps and fold forward from the hips as we go down to a toe touch. Come back up and overhead reach. If you need to bend your knees a little bit as you do that toe touch, you go right ahead. This is not about getting a stretch in during this warm-up. We're just warming up our bodies, making sure that they're ready to move for us throughout this stretch. It is so important to get a good warm-up in. And I promise we're going to get to the relaxing stretches in just a few minutes. So bear with me here as we move through this warm-up. Remember to keep breathing. As your body starts moving, pay attention to your body temperature rising just a few degrees as we go through each stretch. Good. Okay, let's move to some small shoulder circles. So arms out to our sides and just do small circles going in one direction. I just want to take a minute and say, if you are here to improve your mental health, you're in the wrong place, because stretching only gives us physical benefits and maybe helps you feel a little bit relaxed too, just due to the physical relaxing of your muscles. But if you are looking for mental health improvement, please go check out one of my stretch and meditate videos. We can do both at once, or one of my strict meditation videos. We get into the Word of God, and because He is the only one that can renew our minds for us, let's switch directions. And He's the only one that can bring us true peace. So please exit out of this video if that's what you were looking for out of this stretch today, and go check out one of those ones. Okay, we can drop those arms. Whew, mine got a little heavy at the end. Bring our feet just wider than hip width apart, hands on your hips, and bring them in a nice large circle. We can start out with a smaller circle and then work bigger as we go. We're counteracting our hip movements with our head and our torso, so we can really get those hip joints lubricated and warmed up. Got some hair in my face after that beginning. We're doing great. We're almost done with our warm-up. Let's switch directions. And you can move to some larger circles if you'd like. By now your body should start to feel nice and warm. Your muscles should be ready to be stretched out. So let's move into just that, the stretching. So let's come onto the ground into a comfortable seated position. And instead of sitting crisscross like this, I want us to put the tops of our feet on the floor and sit in a comfortable position like this. You're going to be able to sit here for a lot longer than if you were to cross your ankles. So from our hips and from our torso, we're going to create this beautiful twist to the side. We're not forcing it with our arms. We're just using our arms as kind of a secondary catalyst, if you would. So reach around. We're going to use our eyes to look over our right shoulder and go a little further, making sure to sit up tall in this stretch. And once you get here, let's take a deep breath to just relax after that warm up. Inhale. And exhale. One more deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. And you never want to feel any pain when we're stretching today. So if you do, just back it off a little bit. And if you need to modify the stretch, you can go ahead and do so. Okay, let's come back to the center. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So creating that movement from our torso and our hips first, and then using our arms secondarily to twist us around. Using our eyes to look over our left shoulder this time. Make sure that we are seated up tall. We're keeping our spine and all of our joints in a safe position. And begin to feel that relaxation wash over your muscles, over your eyelids. And let's come back to center. Okay, we're going to move to a kneeling position towards the back of your mat, rug, whatever you're using. Bring your big toes together and knees wider than hip width apart. Fold forward. Let's bring our right forearm down onto the ground and rest your forehead on it while we walk that left hand out to get a nice stretch in our left shoulder. Taking a second to give a nice deep breath and relax into this position. If you feel any pinching in your hips, I want you to pause, come up out of the stretch, and you can walk your knees in and then try again. You won't be able to get as deep of a stretch, but that is totally okay. We want to make this work for everybody. Relax the muscles in your face. And slowly walk back up. And switch to the other side. So this time our left forearm comes down as our right extends out, walking those fingers out as far as you can. And sitting down. Letting that right shoulder really stretch apart. You can also visualize each vertebrae pulling apart as you round out your back, creating space in between each vertebrae. And if your knees are walked out wider, you can tuck that pelvis, tuck your tailbone. You can feel that even more so. Okay, let's slowly come back up once again and bring those knees back together if they were out wide. And we're going to work on a couple neck stretches. So let's bring our nose to our right armpit first. We're going to feel this in the back of our neck. And if you'd like to feel it a little bit more, you can take your right hand and just use the weight of your hand to pull your neck down a little bit. So we're not cranking, we're not pulling on our necks with our hand. We're just using the weight of our arm to pull it a little further. Again, you should never feel any pain, so you don't need to go further into this stretch if you're in pain. Let's release that, move to the other side, so nose to the left armpit this time. Again, bringing that left hand to the back of our head to pull a little further if you want a deeper stretch. Making sure to keep your shoulders down, back, and relaxed while we stretch out our neck. Any neck stretch that you do, make sure that your shoulders are relaxed. Good, and release. And if you have more time and you would like to continue with some neck stretches, you can do the other traditionals like bringing your ear to your shoulder on both sides, looking over your right shoulder and your left, and looking up and down. So if you have more time and would like to add those, go right ahead. We're going to move into our chest, so interlace those fingers behind you and pinch those shoulder blades together to open up that chest. Bring your gaze upward and give yourself a soft smile. Let's do a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And you can move your head side to side if you're feeling any tension in your neck. Just make sure to come back to center before you look back up if you do any movements with your neck. Okay, release that and come onto a laying position. Onto our backs. We can bring our feet flat on the floor. Bring your feet together and let your knees fall open wide. You can bring your hands either to your stomach, or once we get a little further, you can place them on your legs to give yourself a deeper stretch. Again, not pushing down, we're just using the weight of our hands to open up our groin and our hips. And we're just going to rest here for a bit. Enjoy these quiet moments throughout this stretch. Find comfort and peace in the silence. Not emptying our minds, but using this time to just be with God and rest in His peace. Let's inhale and long exhale. Inhale and exhale. Relax the muscles of your face, then your shoulders, your arms, your back, your hips, your knees, and finally your feet. Let's take one final deep breath in this position. Inhale and exhale. Release all that tension. Amazing. Okay, if you have extra time, bonus stretch that we don't have time for in our 15 minutes, you can grab a strap, a towel, a blanket, whatever you have laying around, and place it on the pads of your feet, and just bring your one foot up to feel a nice stretch in your hamstring and your calf. You can point your toes backwards to feel more of a calf stretch. Just keep a slight bend in your knee, and then just move it up more towards working towards that 90-degree angle, and make sure to always repeat on both sides. So I hope you guys enjoyed this stretch so much. I know I'm feeling so much more relaxed. My muscles feel so relaxed, stretched out, and ready to go for the day. So I hope to see you again on another one of my videos. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with a friend if you enjoyed it. I say all this not to increase myself, but to increase Simply Stretch and this business, this kingdom that God is building for himself. So please, if you liked this video, just interact with it to get the word out to as many people as we can. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much, and I hope you have a great day. See you next time.